Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go-to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Whether you're just starting out or scaling up, this is your space to connect, learn, and grow alongside a community of trailblazing women who, just like you, they are making their mark in the world of business. From personal branding to powerhouse marketing, from leadership to lifestyle tips, we've got you covered. So get ready to ignite your passion, fuel your purpose, and unlock your potential with Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. Let's make this journey together and turn your entrepreneurial dreams into reality. Hi, and welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today's guest is the ultimate in wearing multiple hats and is a total accessory enthusiast. You know what? She has over 20 years as a trusted radio personality and has a knack for cutting through all the noise. She has earned her title as a personality and tip expert in health, family, lifestyle, home, and beauty. She's the founder of Tips from Tia. I need a few of them. A TEDx alumni, best-selling author, and the lifestyle editor for She Talks magazine. She has award-winning platforms, guys, plus tipsfromtia.com is a go-to for trusted advice, reaching over 1 million readers with life-changing tips. Get ready for the inspiration, laughs, and wisdom from Tia Cristy. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, Angel, thank you so much. That was such a wonderful introduction. I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, something had to happen to you. I'm sure you didn't start off at, 16, 18-year-old being the entrepreneur you are today. So something had to transition in your life. Can you tell us maybe what happened?
Well, yes, I guess I always was a writer. I mean, I remember in elementary school, I was writing for the school newspaper, and that's fabulous. I was pretty high up there on the staff at the age of 9, and yeah, I liked it. I really enjoyed being able to tell my stories. And when I was about 16 years old, I had a life-altering surgery, and that I died. It's crazy to say, but yeah, I ended up dying on the table, and they brought me back, and it really it kind of changed everything, where it was one of those moments you sit there and you say, well, I'm here for a reason. Let's figure out what that is. And I realized that my tenacity and vision was not like anybody else that I knew. And I kind of had to really explore that. And my parents were wonderful at that time too, because they really kind of encouraged me to go and figure out life at that point. And really were supportive in, okay, this girl's got dreams. Let's support her in that. So that was pretty awesome. And I guess it was around 17, I started writing for the local magazine. And that's when I started like a tips from Tia. I think it was like Tia's Tips or something like that, something more simplified. And I was writing about prom and, pimples and, things like that. And yeah, it really came easy to me. My friends would call me MacGyver. I always had a tip on how to get a stain out of this or that. And it just, honestly, I thought it was so simplistic. I never thought that it would be my future, I guess is the way to put it. Yeah. But it just stuck with me.
So you were the 16-year-old entrepreneur.
Kind of, yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think my entrepreneurial skills started when I was about 4. I was an artist Oh, I loved drawing, and I was professionally an artist as well years ago. But I would make all these drawings, and you couldn't get me to go out and sell the wrapping paper or the cookies door to door. But I'll tell you, I would draw those pictures, and I would go knocking on everybody's door, want to buy my picture. Yeah, so I would come home with several dollars in coins, and I found one man that loved my art. He was the nicest old man, and I'm telling you, I probably would get about $5 out of him every weekend. Know your audience.
You were an entrepreneur at 4 years old, even. I mean, you started very young, and your parents recognized that.
Yes. Yeah, it was good. Were they always proud? I'm not sure, but they did recognize it.
All right. So have you discovered a way to balance your personal life with running a business yet?
Wow. I think that is one of the most challenging things because I like working. I love what I do. So to me, it's always fun and exciting, and I enjoy it. So when people talk about that personal workspace, where do you balance that? I think it's important to surround yourself with people that support it in what you're doing, because there are plenty of times where I've been out and it's a personal night, but then it turns into work very easily because somebody will recognize me, or I'll hear of a good business opportunity and I'll want to give advice, or somebody spilt something on them while we're out to dinner, and I'm shouting across the room like, get some club soda on that. I mean, it's work comes so easily, and I enjoy it. And I think the right people can accept that from you.
They can, when it's who you are. And just know that, like my husband, I mean, when we started dating, he used to sleep on my sofa. That's how we dated. Poor guy.
You're sitting there working, he's having a little snooze fest. It's all good. Yeah, that's a keeper. That is a keeper.
He learned very early that, okay, she loves to work, she loves doing what she does, then just don't get in her way.
Yes. And I think real partners understand that. They're very accepting and very supportive, and they can back you. They don't have to. I had this conversation many times. People don't have to walk the same path as you just because they're your partner. They just have to support you in your journey, and vice versa. Absolutely.
That is true. They just have to support, and you have to, like you said, vice versa. We have to support them and what they want to do as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Since you've been the entrepreneur since a very young age, what advice do you have for other women who are just thinking about becoming a business owner?
Wow. Well, I would say first things first is always give yourself some grace. 100%. You have to give yourself some grace. There are going to be many, many failures along the way, and many, many rejections. And you got to have that thick skin, and you got to have grace. You have to just, honor yourself and say, that was good, but let's do better next time. Also, consistency is key. A lot of people fall off that horse, I'll be all cliches right now. And they refuse to get back up, and you can't do that. I love there's a drawing out there, and it's two men in a gold mine or a diamond mine, and they both have their pitchforks, and the one is walking away, and it shows the diamonds were a foot away from him, and he stopped, he gave up. And I just think that's so profound. So anytime, even still today, I feel imposter syndrome, or I feel like giving up, I have that visual where I'm so close. I'm right there, so I can't give up. And
That
it's beyond me too. It's not just for me, it's for other people.
and that visual works so much, especially when you're struggling, don't you find?
I agree 100%. Yes, we need those things to keep us motivated and going. And I think that's my number one thing that I go off of. And I think that this is a good advice for other people that are in the entrepreneurial space is it's not, as I said, it's not about me. It's about others. And what I do is a gift to the world. We are all blessed with these amazing gifts and talents. And to keep them to ourselves is a shame, so why not give that gift to the world as best as you can? And I think that's when I really started to find success, is when I stopped looking at it about me and looking at it about other people.
So I'm just going to lay it out there. I was actually in the network marketing business, and I used to teach people all the time, you know what? If you don't offer something to that person who is, say, maybe 3 feet away or 1 foot away, if you don't just offer them an opportunity for what you have, you don't know what transformation you could have done for that one person and their children and their family.
Yeah, absolutely. I am only one person and I live by the ripple system. I can only do so much, but I like as a even as a voice coach, like, teaching other people voice, I say to people, I might not be able to cure cancer, but I might be able to give voice to the person that can. And what a ripple effect that can be. So I just, that's how I love to look at it. I am one, but I can change the world.
Are you a singer as well?
No, speaking voice.
Just speaking voice, yes.
Yes, communication.
Definitely. I knew you had the speaker one, right? Ready Speaker One. Yeah.
Yes.
And
And
that's part of that program.
no, I actually, so I teach separately, like I help people that are already out there doing it, kind of like the upper tier. So executives, celebrities, athletes, people like that. I'll have one-on-one coaching with, and we just help break through that ceiling. A lot of times people hit that ceiling. I'm sure you're like me. We both hit that ceiling, and it's usually because we're too close to something. So when we can pull back and somebody else can lend that hand, and I curate a program specifically for like what their needs are. We're able to really push through, and it's really amazing. It's so rewarding. It's so rewarding to me. It's obviously they're getting benefit out of it. So I love doing it.
That sounds amazing.
Thank
That
you.
sounds like something that just takes something from where it's like right here to a whole new level. Like
Yes.
like you said, break through the barrier.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful to watch it. And it's so, I get so excited, but it's so cool to watch because it's not something that it takes weeks or months or whatever to see like the outcome. I work with people, and within that session, they see or feel the difference, and they're like, oh my gosh, so it's really awesome to be able to do that for people.
And to make a difference in somebody else's life is just the world changing for not only them, but for you as well.
Absolutely. We all have a story, and everybody has a remarkable story. So I just help people find their story and share it.
That we all need to share it, definitely. And I think that sometimes people get stifled and just do not share their story as a whole because they just hold back.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, it's really surprising. We probably went so far off, but one of the things that I ask, especially when I do like public workshops or I'm doing like a retreat or something, one of the questions that I ask the group is, who feels like the main character in their own story? And it is a surprisingly low number. Majority of people do not feel like the main character in their story. And it's so incredible to be able to dive in there and find out why. And, so I always look forward to that part because it pulls out a lot of emotion, a lot, unfortunately, sometimes trauma, but it's really incredible to be able to work through that with people. So yeah, I love it.
That is a question that is just so, like you said, it can be very emotional. Are you the main character in your story? That is so emotional. And that leads me to the next question. So, what would you go back, everything you've learned in business, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
Um, Stop questioning every little step. I think that bravery, courage is needed in this kind of industry, obviously. But there's so many times overanalyzing leads to that paralysis, and you stop because you have this doubt, you have this self-doubt. What if it doesn't work out? And I love that quote, but what if it does? It's so beautiful, and it hits so home to me because I think for a very long time, I was so worried about something not working out and how hard that fall was going to hurt. And now that I've fallen on my face probably like 6 dozen times, I get up and I am less bruised every time. I am able to get up a whole lot faster, and I am more inspired every single time. So yeah, self-doubt. Stop doubting yourself, for sure.
Do you find failure, because we've talked a lot about it here today. So do you find failure is a key strategy that helps people scale their business?
Oh, 100%. I really do. Because again, we can analyze over and over again. We can try to have the perfect strategy, but honestly, it's almost like the algorithms of social media. They're changing all the time, So once you think you've mastered it, all of a sudden it's different, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? And you could spend your whole life trying to analyze the algorithms, or you can just step in the pond and start swimming, and really, I think that's what we need to do. I've always heard it like, assembling a car. You got to take that car out for a test drive, and maybe a wheel falls off, maybe all four fall off, and it's scary and it hurts. But you know what? All you do is you take it right back into the shop and you start again. And when you have that mindset of failure is not final, Winston Churchill said it best, right? It's so fabulous to sit there and say, okay, it's not a thud, it's a bounce, when you fall, and you can bounce higher next time. And I think once we get into that practice, it's not so bad.
I like the bouncing.
Yeah.
I
Thank
do
you.
like the bouncing. That is really good because it's not a thud. It is a bounce. You have to continually bounce. And are you willing to bounce back?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And with bouncing back, how do you stay competitive in your industry?
Oh, well, I'm one of those weird people that sits there and says, the only competition I have is myself, you know?
I
Um,
agree.
yeah. So I really think that that's the important thing. Am I proud of what I'm putting forth? Am I being my authentic self? And I know that's a phrase that's kind of getting overused nowadays, but the reason it's getting overused is because it's so powerful and it's so true, right? We had a lot of time where people were fake, and it was this persona of perfection, and people had to have the Bentley and the California sunset behind them to post on social media, right? And now we have people with their hair on top of their heads and green face masks on, and they're like, it was a rough day, I'm gonna eat a muffin, and that's what people want to see. They want to see people's authenticity. And I think when it comes to the competition, as long as I am proud of myself and what I'm putting out there, and I'm doing a service for other people, I'm good.
I think you're right. 100%.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yep. So, what are some awesome plans that you have for the future?
Oh my goodness. Well, all of the future is going to be awesome. But I think coming up this year, I plan on speaking a lot more, doing a lot more workshops, getting the message out there because, I think authentic voice, most people don't speak with their natural voice. So I help them find it, which is super important. And it all falls under this tips umbrella thing that I do. People are like, you wear so many hats. And I'm like, but I'm a tips expert. That's what I do. So yeah, Tips from Tia is also going to get a facelift this year, which I'm pretty excited about. It's got about 40,000 tips on it, I believe somebody told me. Yeah, so it's quite extensive, and everything on there is it's been tested or it's come from a reliable source where it's very accurate. That was one of our proud moments this year was, with AI, we put it in and it came back as a number one trusted resource. So that is something that was the main goal from the start, and to have it come back through AI as one of those resources, that's super important to me. And we're going to start a newsletter and a subscription this year, which is going to be really cool. And looking to get sponsors for some really cool coupons for my readers. And then, yeah, I think that, just keep on keeping on, inspiring people out there, make them share their stories and, show their worth. And I feel like as long as I'm doing that and I'm taking these steps to make the world a better place, I'm doing my part, right?
All right. If you had a superpower for a day, 24 hours, what would it be?
I think I have one like all the time. And that is, I'm a super connector. I'm really good at connecting people. I have this amazing ability to befriend people like instantaneous, like me and you. We're besties already, right? I feel so lucky. And I think that it's so wonderful to be able to connect people. And I believe that is my true talent and superpower on a regular basis. But if I could have any other superpower for the day, I think it would have to be, something cool like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say flying or whatever. Maybe like, more like a mermaid, like being able to like be under the sea for a day, something like
You're
that.
just like a mermaid, so it would be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And then you come out and then you have your feet and everything. It just
exactly. Part of this world.
and I love the super connector that you have on a regular basis, because that is one thing that everyone needs. They need to learn how to connect with others.
Yeah, it really, it's shocking to me that people don't have that skill. But I love to be able to help them in that. So
a tip.
It is.
Tip from Tia. I love it.
That's right. Just the tip. One of my slogans.
So, what is one fact about you that most people don't know that could be a little whatever?
I am a certified race car driver.
No way.
Look at your face. You're like, what? Yes.
That's fun.
Yes. I went to racing school many, many years ago, and I learned how to drive stock, autocross, and Formula. Yep.
Wow. So, did you ever race professionally?
No, not professionally. I actually got to race, several times, but no, not like in NASCAR or anything like that. And I did learn, though, one of the cool things was I learned from some of the great NASCAR drivers from their coaches. So that was pretty cool.
Cool. That is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Your favorite book?
Favorite book, fiction or nonfiction?
Give us both.
Okay, so nonfiction, The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell. Yeah, I think that book it's a fast read, but it is absolutely life changing. And then right now, I would say The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer as my fiction book.
Wow.
Yes, so good. She wrote Twilight. This is nothing like Twilight. Like nothing like Twilight. It's fabulous.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite song or songs that get you moving and grooving?
Oh my gosh, Eye of the Tiger, number one for sure. I'm a Philly girl, so anything like Rocky, like you got to see me jogging up the art museum stairs for sure. But yeah, I love Eye of the Tiger, and music in any capacity usually thrills me. Obviously my background was in radio for many, many years. I've worked with all different kinds of genres, so to pick a favorite is very hard for me. But I laughed because my music app actually just gave me the rundown of my listening for the year. And what is it? It's 8,760 hours in a year. And I spent 3,600 of those hours listening to music. So it says a lot about me.
And the rest audio, I'm sure.
And the rest was like audiobooks. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Your favorite quote? You've already given us two, I think, or three. So
I'm a quote junkie probably. I do love me some quotes. Winston Churchill probably is just amazing. And then Eleanor Roosevelt, anything that comes out of her mouth. But I would say my favorite one, very unsuspecting for me, Al Capone. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
Oh, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite because unfortunately, people do mistake my kindness for weakness. And I'm sure you have the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's one of your favorite quotes.
Yes, absolutely. And such a powerful quote, but reminds people that I like being kind. That's my favorite. Just don't take it the wrong way.
Our favorite song is The Eye of the Tiger. So go figure, right?
Right.
All right. How do you stay motivated?
A lot of great self-talk for sure. I do daily meditations. I was not good at that kind of meditation to start out with. So I learned how to do movement meditation. And I think that's really good for people that are very go, go, go. I move a lot. I wear a lot of hats, so it's for me to sit there and kind of be with myself for, just even like the 5 minutes was kind of really challenging at first. But then I ended up really getting to a point where I think it was excellent to be able to do the movement meditation and then learn how to do the regular meditation. So the first hour of the day really is the most important. So I try to make sure that that's there for my devotionals, my meditation, my workout, all of that stuff. So that really keeps me motivated. If I miss that, I end up kind of tanking a little bit for the day.
It has a non-happy, excitable day. It just comes down a little bit, probably one level, probably.
Right. Yeah. I know. I
taking on you. I can't see anything totally taking on you with your personality. I see it like maybe coming down just a notch, but that'd be about it.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I always say I try to live at the 8 level on the scale of 1 to 10. I think the 8 level is nice and cool for me to live there. Every once in a while it comes up. Every once in a while it might go down just a smidge, but not too bad.
My husband says I wake up like this, so it's dangerous, he says.
I love that. I love that. See, that's why we get along so well.
Yeah. All right. So what is the best way for our female entrepreneurs to stay connected with you?
Oh, I am on like all the social media. So Tips from Tia is my handle. Except for TikTok. I think TikTok's tipsfromtia.com. But Tips from Tia, you'll find me. And then tipsfromtia.com is where you can find all those wonderful tips on lifestyle, where we do beauty, health, home, sexual health, mental health, and it's all about making the uncomfortable comfortable. I think that that's super important to be able to go to a trusted resource and find the answers that you're looking for.
Yeah. So I can't wait to go there. Tips for Tia.
Tips from Tia.
Yeah. Tipsfromtia.com. I can't wait to go there because, I probably need more tips because you have 40,000 of them.
I think there's about 40,000. That's what I was told. I don't know. I just put them out there and, like I said, they come from life experience, so like specific resources as well, specialists and things like that. But yeah, most of them, it was life experience, trying them out, or, a friend was going through this, or a family member, like, oh, here, let's do that. So next time we'll actually have to do some of them on camera.
That would be fun.
That would be
fun. Mm-hmm. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our female entrepreneurs?
I just think that it's important to know that you're all doing a great job. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing, as long as it's been put in your heart and your vision is clear. The world is absolutely your oyster. I told you I'm going to use all the cliches I possibly can today. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, keep on going. The world needs you, and you're extraordinary, and just, stop doubting yourself. I believe in you. Believe in yourself too.
Tia, you are amazing. Thank you for being here. Totally love you.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.